Greetings, my name is Tristan. I wanted to reintroduce myself and clarify more about what this channel is for, what I'm going to be uploading, what subjects I'm going to cover. First off, I'm a black belt in Tae Kwon Do. I'll also give you guys a brief history of who I am, why I'm creating the channel, what am I doing, what are my future goals, how I'm using my past experience to bring value to you. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I had a rough childhood growing up, not gonna lie, but I feel like we all have our own struggles, trials, tribulations that just make us stronger. And I very much believe in wearing your battle scars as badges of honor. I don't need any pity. I don't need sympathy. I'm not trying to trauma dump. So I'm not even going to go into too much detail. But yeah, I've been in foster care 3 times. One from the longest time was 9 months, from ages 3 to 4. So actually my first memories as a child were being at the foster care family, which was rather abusive and had like interesting discipline tactics, which I didn't appreciate or like. And I was homeless with my mom and dad for a little bit. We got in Section 8 housing. Had a traumatic sexual encounter where I was abused, raped at 6, and then that turned into experimenting, messing around with other children in the apartment complex, with both other girls and guys. And yeah, I grew up, realized that I definitely don't want anything to do with same-sex relationships in a romantic or sexual way. And then actually got ourselves kicked out of the apartment complex due to setting fires with friends, and we never really had any good guidance, and you're just children dealing with trauma, and how do we entertain ourselves, and we weren't trying to stay out of trouble because that was what was exciting and was fun. We would venture to downtown and see if we could scale or get to the highest floors in some of the skyscrapers. We'd play around with parkour and climbing and doing what boys do, ride bikes, skateboard, get into fights at parks, play basketball, all types of crazy stuff. But yeah, after 12, me and my family had to move because I got us evicted from our Section 8 housing. So that devastated my mom, and she developed breast cancer. She battled it for about 18 months, maybe 2 years, but she refused to go into chemotherapy or radiation or things of that nature. She was seeking a holistic alternative, a naturopathic alternative, which at the time it was the holistic alternatives weren't really as popular as they are nowadays. So part of this channel, I also really want to explore and venture into naturopathic, holistic alternatives to to modern medicine. Although modern medicine does have its times where it can be useful, but That's one aspect. So yeah, when my mom passed when I was 13, I was pretty devastated. I mean, it's like your first, most organic, strongest connection is with your mother. So losing that at the age of 13 was definitely a struggle, and it definitely caused depression and all types of other things. Not to mention all the stuff from the past before that. Just like a build up, like all the shit. And both my parents have been drug addicts since before I was born. They met each other at a methadone clinic, which is a pharmaceutical version of heroin to wean heroin addicts off of heroin. But in their minds, they're like, oh, we can get the government to pay for our drug addiction, so yeah, fuck yeah, why not? I don't think they ever really had the intention of quitting completely. But my mom's favorite drug actually was meth. So I started cannabis when I was 13. I tried meth when I was 15. My father was able to do an intervention, and I came home one night, like 4 in the morning, went to sleep, woke up at 10 a.m. I was gonna go to school, and my dad stopped me before I left the house. He's like, yeah, don't go to school. Let's go to the beach, because right now you don't have a future. We need to talk about that, And so we went to the beach. He literally just let me hang out and play the whole time at the beach. At 15 on a school day on a Monday. And towards the end of the day, he asked me, what do you want to do with your life? But don't think about how you need money to do what you want to do, and don't think about how you need to make money from what it is that you want to do. Just what do you want to do with your life? So with that question, that was like really kind of honing in on like, what do I want my life to represent? What meaning do I want my life to have? What do I want to aspire to be? I decided that I wanted to be like Goku. I know it's kind of childish, it's kind of funny, but I believe Dragon Ball Z has inspired a lot of people to hone in on their full potential, and anime has a really strong, powerful way of doing that. And so I love Dragon Ball Z with all my heart. It really did help me get out of that position that I was in. And when I told my dad what I want to do, and he's like, it's great, amazing, perfect. Do you think using meth is going to help you achieve that goal? And no, it clearly not. I was already super skinny growing up as a child, and then when I lost some weight, more so from the meth addiction, that was a clear red flag that I'm doing something wrong. And if I want to be strong as fuck like Goku and surpass the natural potential of human capabilities that honestly not a lot of people would tap into, but honestly I feel like nowadays more and more people are realizing that, more and more people are striving to tap into that untapped potential, which is great. I want to be a part of that movement and help inspire others to walk down that path, because as a man, it's the saddest thing, in my opinion, is for a man to live his entire life and to never witness the full potential of what his body is capable of doing. So he gave me the book to read called The Celestian Prophecy by James Redfield. I highly suggest any of you, looking into that, reading it, checking it out. Super amazing book, great insights. One of the first ones was about synchronicities and coincidences, and how if you pay attention to those, they can guide you on where your life should be, what decisions you should make, what steps to take. And the next couple insights that were really meaningful and impactful were one was about the 4 control dramas that people tend to display and enact. The weakest one is, or the most passive one is poor me. A lot of people tend to complain about how difficult their life was and things of that nature, in order to gain sympathy from others and get attention. And that's like robbing energy from people. The next way people can rob energy is by being aloof. And I feel like I resonate more with this one, just because I'm very introverted, I stay to myself, and that could rob energy from people by them, wanting to engage you and wanting to like pull you into the social circle, and just they feel sorry that you're isolating yourself and they want to help break out of that. The next one up in aggression or assertiveness would be an interrogator. And think about like a parent who's like questioning you when you get home, like where were you, what are you doing, like why are you late, like all these things. They just asking you questions. And yeah, it's can be a bit overwhelming, and you can feel like you're being suffocated and your energy being robbed in that sense. Then the next one up from that is an intimidator, like a bully on the playground, or someone that's trying to like be hard and like scare you or steal your money or whatever, but they're doing it from a hurt place, so they're stealing energy by scaring you out of it and forcing you to give them the energy. It's very interesting when you look at these 4 control dramas and ask yourself, like, which ones did my parents have? Because that usually will determine which ones you have. Like, for example, if you have one parent that's an intimidator and another parent that's an interrogator, the interrogator tends to create the aloof persona or control drama, and the intimidator tends to create more poor me's or create other intimidators. Yeah, if you get bullied a lot, eventually you want to be the bully and like hurt people. So that cycle tends to continue. There were definitely other insights. One of them is like a way to break out of the cycle of these control dramas is by gaining your energy from within or from nature. So filling up your own cup with like self-love and respect, appreciation for yourself, as well as like maybe doing grounding in nature, sitting next to a tree, like bowing to the tree, asking the tree for permission to exchange energy, sitting down, meditating, envisioning this energetic connection and transmutation going on. You can actually pour out or release any negative energy, anger, frustration, sad, grief, into the soil or into the tree directly. And then the trees are very like naturally, kind of one of their purposes is to transmute. If you think about like they're connected into the soil, and soil is just like an accumulation of animals and dead leaves and trees and like other things that fall into the forest. It recycles it, it transmutes it, it converts it into nutrition that then the tree takes up. And similarly, like the tree can like convert death into life, and they can do the same with your emotions and energy. So you give out, you offer with permission, you offer your negative energy to the tree, and the tree will give you positive healing energy that you can then be charged up and take with you and carry it out throughout your day and offer it to others. Now, yeah, it's very important to pour into your own cup, and make sure your own cup is full before you like offer energy to others. And I feel like you gain quite a bit of value from uplifting those around you, and having a good positive mood, being optimistic. These things, like even smiling, saying hello to someone, letting them have a good day. These kind of things are ways that you can impact your community, impact your immediate circle in a positive way. And no one really wants to be around someone that is very negative and always complaining and things of that nature. I feel like a lot of us have become more sensitive to energies and know what that's like. But anyways, back to the story of how I got into martial arts. So there was a Tae Kwon Do school on the same block that I was living on, and I didn't have money to pay for the classes. Dad's on like SSI, so he only gets a certain amount of money that pays for the rent of the house, of the apartment that we're staying at, which is like a single, like not even a single, it's like a studio apartment. So my mom actually passed away in this apartment, but we just became a man cave of two men, or a man and a boy, still trying to become a man back then. And I was in the bakery, which is in the same plaza that the martial arts studio was at. I was just kind of hanging out, and the lady that works there, I would help her do errands and this and that, so I was just hanging out there. And one of the black belts came into the bakery, and I started a conversation with him. It's like, hey, it's really cool that you do Taekwondo. I want to get into Taekwondo myself, but I don't have money to pay for the classes. Yeah, he told me, you should go into the gym and talk to the grandmaster and let him know your situation and see if you can work something out with him. You never know. So it took me like 2 weeks to gather the courage to take his advice and go into this gym and talk to the master about that. And when I did, he's saying, we can't have this conversation right now by yourself because you're a minor. Your guardian or parent needs to be present for this conversation. So I called my dad over to come to the gym. We all sat down around the table and started to discuss some of the things I just mentioned to you, like my past, my history, that I had just recently made the decision and commitment to quit using meth. I had used it for like 1 month at the time, and my mom had passed away. We let him know, and let him know our financial situation. I let him know that I was willing to come to the gym and clean up every day after school, or figure out something, a way that I can complete the energetic exchange and offer value for the value that he would be offering me, and teach me discipline, martial and Taekwondo, and integrity and different principles, tenets, philosophy, the way of life, way of carrying yourself, moral code. And at first he was open to the idea, but he had specific conditions that I'd need to meet first before being able to join and be a member. One of those conditions was I had long hair, or I still do have long hair, but he wanted me to cut off my hair and offer it to him as a sign of devotion and loyalty and commitment. And he showed me a drawer full of other envelopes that he had of previous students that have done the same thing. So I agreed. And the second condition was I'd have to bring in and recruit one student per month, and when they sign up, that would grant me 1 month free. So I need to bring in one student every month, and I was able to start the moment I bring in my first student. So I went home and I was trying to figure out, who's going to be my first person that I refer and get to join the gym. And the next day I woke up and he calls me and he's like, you know what? Forget about what I said. I had a dream about you. Just come back to the gym today and you start training today. And I came back in, got my uniform, shaved my head later that day, and I looked like Aang from The Last Airbender. But yeah, I started my training and been there ever since. That was at the age of 15. And about the coincidences, when we were sitting in the office, there was a picture of Kid Goku and Kid Gohan, like right there on the desk. And I was like, oh look, like that's literally why I'm here. Like I want to be like taking my first steps to be like Goku. So found that interesting. And now I'll say I've got an interesting martial art build. But yeah, I trained for 4 years. I got my black belt at 19. Started teaching for another 4 years. I did, in fact, relapse like 1 or 2 times. Like one time at 19, the other time at like 22 or something like that. But I haven't used meth since like it's been like 7 years now. And when I did relapse, like one time it was literally just one time, and another time it was like maybe for a month or two, and I got kicked out of the gym again, and then rejoined and got back into it again. And that's honestly happened like I want to say 4 or 5 times. But I wanted to go over some of the history of Taekwondo and, like what is Taekwondo, what are some of the principles, philosophies that it teaches. I'm also creating an online class to offer the knowledge and insights that Taekwondo has taught me, among other things I've learned in my path to self-mastery, such as like shadow work, anger transmutation, inner childhood healing, meditations for that, meditations for rising the energy up your spine, raising your vibration, affirmations. But here, let me get into an intro to Taekwondo. So Taekwondo literally translates to Tai means foot, Kwon means hand, and Do is the way of art, or the way. Similar to Taoist philosophies, in the way, like it's the art of doing, and also the art of being. You're being warrior. You're taking steps to sharpen yourself and turn your body into a weapon. could also be translated to the art of kicking and punching. So this course will guide you through the foundational elements of this dynamic Korean martial art, focusing on practical techniques, physical conditioning, and the guiding principles that shape its practitioners. A glimpse into Taekwondo's past. Taekwondo is a modern martial art that emerged in Korea after World War II. While it draws upon ancient Korean fighting traditions like Taekwon, its development was also significantly influenced by other martial arts, particularly karate, which many Korean masters studied during their time in Japan. After Korea's liberation, these masters sought to create a distinct Korean martial art that would embody their national spirit and provide effective self-defense. General Choi Hong-hee is a key figure in this process, helping to unify various martial arts schools in Korea and formally establishing the name Tae Kwon Do. This period marked a concerned effort to synchronize existing knowledge with new techniques, leading to the powerful and agile style we know today, categorized by its emphasis on dynamic kicking techniques. It is important to recognize that the spirit of Taekwondo is deeply connected to a broader movement for self-improvement and national strength. One of the most significant influential figures in Korean history, Dosan Al-Chang-ho. He's born 1878, 1938. He embodies this connection. Dosan was a visionary leader who tirelessly advocated for education, moral development, and the cultivation of strong character among Koreans. He believed that true independence and social progress began with individuals developing their inner selves, fostering self-resilience and integrity. His philosophy, often summarized by self-cultivation, self-reliance, self-governance, and self-defense, resonates profoundly with the core tenets of martial arts training. Your journey into Taekwondo is more than just learning to fight. It's the path for self-development and personal growth. You can expect to develop enhanced physical fitness, mental discipline, and a quiet confidence that extends beyond the training halls or beyond the dojo. Core principles of Taekwondo. So, beyond the physical techniques, Taekwondo is deeply rooted in a set of guiding principles or tenets that shape a practitioner's character. These are not just words, but ideals to live by. Number 1, loyalty, or chongsong in Korean. Upholding fidelity and commitment to one's responsibilities, community, and the art itself. Also, in my own words, I would describe loyalty as loyalty is about fostering a deep connection with those around you and cultivating that and nurturing that connection, because you are only as strong as your weakest link. And by being a person of loyalty, someone that people can rely on and count on, will ensure you cultivate a strong community around you. And yeah, I just feel like it's a very important aspect of martial arts, and loyalty to yourself as well. So number 2 is courtesy. Yi in, demonstrating politeness, respect, and good manners towards all, reflecting humility and consideration. This is man, is this fucking underrated. This is like, if more people had courtesy, common courtesy, bro, the world would be such a better place. Like, just greeting your neighbor, or greeting someone walking down the street, and like wishing them a good day. Simple things like that. So important. Being respectful, saying yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am, thank you sir, thank you ma'am, have a good day. These things, it's like what sets you apart from everyone else. These, just courtesy and loyalty alone, just those two, there's 12 more, but just those two are like pivotal. Okay. Number 3, integrity. Yam chi means being honest and having strong moral principles, doing what is right even when it's difficult. Again, so how I would explain integrity is, it's easy to do the right thing in the light, but can you choose to remain your outer character that you show off to the world? Can you maintain that character in the privacy of your own home or in darkness? Can you still shine that light in the darkness when no one's watching you? No one but you and the Most High. Can you do things that are in integrity to your own moral principles? Or would you not care and let that mask down and, be a different person behind closed doors? So that's number 3. Number 4, perseverance, which is inne, just inne, Korean. The unwavering commitment to continue striving and overcoming challenges, no matter how difficult. So, life is always gonna present challenges. That's inevitable. Suffering is inevitable. However, how you respond to these challenges, that's what you can control. So don't focus on what you can't control. The world's always going to be a dangerous place. The world's always going to test you. But you can choose to be the victim, or you can choose to be the hero in your own story. The hero in your own story. Goku was a good example of this, because look at what happened to him. Like, his whole planet was obliterated. His parents destroyed. Came to a random place that he never knew, and he's always smiling and joyful and adventurous. And man, he's been through so much, and he persevered, always finding the strength within him to continue pushing forward. And I admire that quality so much, and I myself have had to persevere so much in my own life, and I'm here as a testament that no matter how hard things get, you can persevere. You can. So, number 5, which is self-control, or gukgi, means the ability to manage one's emotions, thoughts, and actions, maintaining discipline in all situations. This is similar to integrity, but I feel like it's also in directly in response to like your emotions, your thoughts as well. So your thoughts affect your emotions affect your thoughts, and that affects your actions. So if you're able to allow the whirlwind of emotions to arise, stir things up, and then pass, all storms pass. So if you're able to remain centered and not allow the storm to push you off your center and sway you and cause you to act rash or hasty, and act out of integrity just because you're angry or whatever, it really will make and break the person. Like if you do one thing out of anger, you can go to jail for the rest of your life, or get hurt or hurt someone, or break a friendship that you really did treasure and value, but because you're just so angry, you said one too many things and pushed that person away. And maybe you're not able to recover from that. And I've had things like that happen as well. No one's perfect, we're all human. But yeah, the next one, number 6, is indomitable spirit, or bigul bulgul, possessing an unbreakable will and a fearless approach to obstacles, standing firm in one's conviction. Again, this is very similar to perseverance as well as integrity, but I believe perseverance is more of a mental thing, and it says it in the name of this one, indomitable spirit. It's more of a spirit, like having a will that's unbreakable. And this also, Goku is a great example of someone that has incredible spirit. No matter how hard things get, even if you're a million times stronger than me, I will not give up. And he always finds ways to rise up to the occasion, no matter how big the challenge is. And I feel like we all can learn from that. We can all embody that characteristic. Number 7, which is patience. Patience. Dude, patience has literally saved my life. Multiple occasions. And from teaching children, I've greatly cultivated a strong sense of patience, because no one tests your patience as much as children. If you're a parent, if you work with children, teach children, or even just have brothers and sisters who are younger than you, you understand what I'm saying. And nothing happens overnight. Rome wasn't built overnight. So many things that are worth experiencing and building won't be built overnight, and they do take patience. And sometimes unknown obstacles, unknown roadblocks will come up, and it'll test your patience. You might get angry or want to give up, or get sad or depressed, and not feel like willing to continue. And again, that's tying into indomitable spirit, perseverance, and integrity. Patience is another key tenet that will help you with your with the other tenets. I love all these tenets because they do tie into each other somehow, some way. The next one is discipline. G, which is how you say discipline in Korean. Consistent adherence to rules, routines, and self-mastery, essential for progress and character development. So this is like enacting upon the perseverance and the integrity. Your discipline is what continues to do what feels uncomfortable, helping you become comfortable in the uncomfortable. This is crucial for progress. You have to continue taking steps forward. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, 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 swimming. Shout out to Finding Nemo. Yeah. And the next one, I believe this is number 8. Honesty. Jungjik. Truthfulness and sincerity in one's words and actions. Again, if you want to foster trust, if you want to foster strong connections with others, honesty is another crucial aspect. If no one can trust what you say, your word is your bond as a man. And if you say you're going to do something, do it. Mean what you say and say what you mean. No half-assed lies. Yeah. Honesty is very important. In words and in actions. Number 9. Honor. Myung-yi. Which means living with a strong sense of what is morally right and just. Earning respect through one's conduct and integrity. There it is again. Integrity. They all tie into each other. So, when someone can trust you, when you constantly have the discipline and consistency to do the hard thing because it's the right thing to do, you gain honor and respect and reputation. You're building that. You're cultivating that as a man and a woman. But yeah, honors is crucial for reputation, for accountability, people to trust you, people to rely on you. Honesty will strengthen your honor. But yeah, honor is very important. Number 11, which is humility. This also plays into mercy, I feel, because if you're going to be a martial artist, if you're going to have the knowledge and ability to hurt someone or potentially take their life, but you don't understand what it means to be responsible with that power, and you abuse it, and you think that you're better than everyone, and you're cocky and conceited, all these things, life can be pretty hard for you, my friend. Pretty difficult. And also, if you just remain humble and show humility, then you can continue to learn. If your cup is not empty, no one can pour into it. So no matter how much you know, no matter how far you've gotten, there's always another level to get to. And I feel like it's always good to be open to new philosophies, ideas, ways of thinking, things of that nature. You never know what the next person in front of you has to offer. So yeah, humility is very important. The last one is community, or saho. Recognizing the importance of connection and support within the training group and extending that positive influence to the wider world. Yeah. So another reason why I'm developing this course and this channel, this YouTube channel, I want to build a stronger sense of community. I believe that martial arts has amazing attributes that can benefit a community setting. And yeah, I'm a part of a men's academy where we go over things like philosophy, history, personal development, religion, spirituality. We go over different concepts and brotherhood, and we cultivate a strong sense of community and support each other in our goals, endeavors, dreams, aspirations. I'd highly suggest that if you're interested in what I'm talking about, or joining this academy, men's academy, or joining my own class for the Tae Kwon Do, I'll leave in the description a link to the academy, a link to my class, a link to my Instagram. And yeah, just reach out, perhaps book a call. I can help you guys out. I'm here for you. I'm here to be of service. I'm here to share my experience and insight and be vulnerable and authentic and create a safe space for us all to do the same. And iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel, diamonds sharpen diamonds. So we got this. We gotta help each other out. Let's grow. These principles are interwoven into every aspect of Tae Kwon Do training, helping you develop not only physical prowess, but also a strong, respectful, and disciplined character. What to expect in this course: basic techniques, learn fundamental stances, blocks, strikes, and kicks from white belt, yellow belt, and purple belt. Number 2, stretching and flexibility. I'll also be going over a very good stretching routine, and mobility, which is excellent at preventing injuries, as well as strengthening exercises, body weight, and functional exercises to build the power and stability needed for techniques such as kicks and blocks. Stances, you need a strong core, so also we'll be doing isometrics to develop foundational strength and a strong base for all movements, as well as the introduction to Korean culture, to discover basic Korean phrases and cultural insights related to Tae Kwon Do. So one of the basic ones is 안녕하세요, which means hello, and 안녕하십니까, which is another way of saying hello, how are you. You say the 안녕하세요 if it's someone older than you to show respect. If it's the same age, you can just say 안녕, but yeah, 안녕하세요 is to show respect to elders. And I love how in Korean culture they have that aspect where, like, if you're speaking to someone older than you, there's a few extra phrases to syllables to say, which will help you show the respect to your elders. And I feel like in today's day and age, we don't do that as much, and we kind of lost the importance of honoring our elders. But I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna cut it here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for making it to the end. Like and subscribe for more content. I'm gonna do my best to be more active and produce more content for you all. Thank you. God bless. Love and light. Namaste. Amen. Ashe. Aho. Meow. And moo.